The house felt strangely quiet when Taehyung walked in, dust still clinging to his work apron. He blinked, tilting his head like a confused little puppy. "Mom, Dad," his soft voice echoed. I'm home." No answer. Just two unfamiliar men standing in the living room. Taehyung froze, clutching his bag. Who are you? Are you friends of my parents?" One of the men smiled too kindly. "You must be Taehyung." He nodded slowly, innocence blooming on his face. "Yes, did my parents ask you to wait? Should I call them?" The second man stepped closer. "They left already." Taehyung blinked again. "Left? Without telling me?" His brows knitted. "Did they forget?" "They didn't forget." The man held out a hand. "You're coming with us. Your new owner is waiting." Taehyung only heard owner and smiled politely, misunderstanding it completely. "Owner? Like someone who needs help with chores. I'm good at cleaning and cooking. I can make good ramyeon." The man exchanged a look with the other. "Yes, something like that." Taehyung followed obediently, humming softly as they guided him outside. He didn't notice the darkness in their eyes. Inside the black car, Taehyung hugged his bag to his chest. "Will my parents come later? They always pick me up when I get lost." "You won't be lost again," the man said. Taehyung brightened. "Really? That sounds nice." The journey ended at a massive mansion, guarded by armed men. Taehyung stared in awe. "Why, is this a hotel?" They led him inside. A tall man stepped forward, dressed in all black, tattoos peeking from his shirt. His eyes were sharp, hungry, in a way Taehyung didn't understand. "Jeon Jungkook, the Mafia king." Taehyung whispered. He looked scary. Jungkook's gaze dropped to him, lingering on Taehyung's tiny frame, soft cheeks and big doe eyes. "So this is the boy?" Jungkook asked. "Yes, boss. The debt has been cleared." Taehyung smiled shyly. Hello. I'm Taehyung. I can do chores if you want." Jungkook stepped closer, voice low. "You're not here to work, sweetheart." Taehyung blinked. "Then why am I here?" Jungkook lifted his chin gently. "Because you belong to me now." Taehyung's lips parted in confusion, eyes round like a startled deer. "Belong to you," he repeated softly. Like a pet." Jungkook's jaw flexed. "Something like that." Taehyung nodded slowly, trying to understand. So I should listen to you a lot, right, and not get lost," Jungkook hummed. "Exactly." Taehyung beamed, relieved. "I can do that." Jungkook waved his men away, leaving the two of them alone. Taehyung shifted nervously, fingers playing with the hem of his shirt. Mr. Sir, Taehyung struggled. "Jungkook," he supplied. Taehyung tried again. "Jungkook." He said it like a whisper, soft and trembling. Jungkook's eyes darkened. "Say it again." Taehyung blinked, obedient. "Jungkook." Jungkook stepped closer, crowding him gently against the wall. Taehyung gasped, but didn't move away. "You're smaller than I expected," Jungkook murmured. Taehyung puffed his cheeks. "I'm not that small." Jungkook smirked. "You are." Taehyung lowered his gaze, shy. "Then, what should I do for you, since I'm here now?" Jungkook tilted his head, studying him. "First, you're going to take a warm bath." Taehyung perked up. "A bath, oh. I haven't taken one since yesterday, because our heater broke." "You can now," Jungkook said, brushing a strand of hair from Taehyung's forehead. Taehyung froze at the gentle touch. "You'll stay here," Jungkook continued. "You'll eat well, you'll sleep properly, and," his fingers tilted Taehyung's chin up again, "you'll learn what it means to be mine." Taehyung swayed slightly. "I'll try my best." Jungkook's gaze softened for a second. "I know you will, sweetheart." A maid approached nervously. "Boss, the bath is ready." Taehyung smiled brightly. "Yay, warm water." Jungkook caught his wrist before he left. "Taehyung," he looked back. "Yes." Jungkook's voice dropped. "You don't go anywhere without my permission. Understand?" Taehyung nodded innocently. "Okay, I'll stay close, so I don't get lost again." He trotted off toward the bathroom. Jungkook watched him go, a slow, dangerous smile forming. "This is going to be interesting." Taehyung stepped out of the bathroom, steam clinging to his skin, hair damp and fluffy. He tugged at the soft white top. The maid gave him too short, riding up just a little. The shorts weren't any better. They barely reached mid-thigh. He looked like a misplaced angel who wandered into a mafia den. Taehyung blinked. Jungkook, I'm done." Jungkook turned. His breath stopped. His pupils blew wide. Taehyung tilted his head. Is it too small?" The maid said it was comfy. Jungkook stepped closer, voice dropping. "Who told you to wear something like that?" Taehyung looked down at himself. "It was on the bed. I thought it was your gift." Jungkook exhaled sharply. "Not exactly." Taehyung's fingers curled into the hem of his tiny top. "Should I change?" "I can change." Jungkook caught his wrist. "No." Taehyung froze. And no. Jungkook's gaze traveled slowly from Taehyung's flushed cheeks to the bare stretch of his thighs. You look. He paused, swallowing hard. Smaller than ever. Taehyung puffed his cheeks. I'm not that small. You are, Jungkook murmured. Taehyung's ears turned red. Then, is it okay if I wear this? Jungkook leaned down, eyes locked on him. It's more than okay. Taehyung blinked up at him. Really? Jungkook brushed his thumb along Taehyung's cheek. Really? Taehyung smiled shyly. I feel soft. Jungkook's voice cracked a little. You look soft. Taehyung tugged Jungkook's sleeve. Innocent as ever. What should I do now? Jungkook smirked slowly. Come here. Taehyung stepped closer without hesitation. Trusting completely, Jungkook's eyes darkened again. Good boy. Taehyung stepped closer, still damp, still glowing, still unaware of the storm he was pulling into Jungkook's chest. Jungkook lifted a hand and let his fingers brush Taehyung's arm slow, deliberate, almost wondering. Taehyung shivered. Jungkook. His voice was a soft flutter. That feels strange. Jungkook's touch slid up, thumb grazing the fragile curve of Taehyung's shoulder. Strange good, he murmured, or strange bad. Taehyung's breath hitched. I don't know, it's warm. Jungkook's chest tightened at the honesty. Warm is good. Taehyung nodded, eyes shining. Then good. Jungkook moved closer, the space between them shrinking until Taehyung had to tilt his head back to see him. He was breathing fast, tiny gasps escaping without him meaning to. Why do you sound like that? Jungkook whispered, brushing Taehyung's cheek with the back of his fingers. Taehyung's lashes fluttered. It just comes out, I can't stop it. Jungkook's jaw clenched. Don't stop. Taehyung blinked up at him, confused innocence flooding his gaze. Is something wrong? Your face looks different. Nothing's wrong, Jungkook said, thumb tracing the corner of Taehyung's lips. You're just affecting me. Affecting, Taehyung repeated softly. Did I do something bad? Jungkook smirked, voice roughening. You're doing everything right. Taehyung swallowed, his small chest rising quickly. My heart feels weird. So does mine, Jungkook admitted, fingertips trailing lightly along Taehyung's waist. Taehyung gasped again, tiny, helpless, sweet. Jungkook's eyes darkened instantly. Don't make sounds like that, unless you want me to lose control. Jungkook muttered. Taehyung blinked, baffled. Control of what? Jungkook leaned in, lips brushing Taehyung's ear. You have no idea what you're doing to me, sweetheart. Taehyung trembled. I don't, he whispered, but it doesn't hurt. Jungkook rested his forehead against Taehyung's, breath unsteady for the first time in years. It's not supposed to hurt, he murmured. It's supposed to make you mine. Taehyung's soft fingers gripped Jungkook's shirt. Then stay close, he whispered innocently. I won't get lost if you hold me. Jungkook's cold heart cracked open. Then I'll never let go. Next day, Taehyung walked beside Jungkook, holding onto the sleeve of his coat, like a child gripping safety. The mall lights reflected in his wide eyes. Everything is so shiny, he whispered. Jungkook watched him more than the shops. Pick anything you like. Taehyung shook his head. Just, staying with you is enough. That simple line nearly knocked the air out of Jungkook's lungs. But the softness shattered a moment later. A gunshot cracked through the air. Taehyung flinched, freezing. W it was. Before he could finish, Jungkook grabbed him, pulling him behind his body. Men in B. Emlak surged forward from all directions. Get back, Jungkook ordered, pushing Taehyung toward a marble pillar. Don't move. Taehyung trembled, clutching his tiny shopping bag like a lifeline. Jungkook. Jungkook didn't answer. He was already fighting. Fists slamming, guns firing around them. Another shot rang out. This one hit. Jungkook staggered, breath catching. Taehyung's voice cracked. Jungkook, you're bleeding. Stay back, Jungkook growled through clenched teeth, holding his side. But Taehyung couldn't stay still. His legs shook, tears streaming down his cheeks, as he watched Jungkook fight with someone twice his size. The last attacker went down. Jungkook finally collapsed to one knee. Taehyung ran to him instantly. You're hurt because of me. Jungkook wiped the tears from Taehyung's face with a shaky hand. Why are you crying? I was scared. Taehyung sobbed. I thought you'd disappear, like my parents. Jungkook's chest twisted painfully. I'm not going anywhere. Taehyung pressed his tiny hands over Jungkook's wound, trying to stop the bleeding. You're hurt, because you saved me. Jungkook looked at him then, really looked. His soft doe eyes, his trembling lips, the way he held Jungkook's blood-stained shirt, with such fragile desperation. A boy like this didn't belong anywhere near darkness. Yet he became the only brightness Jungkook had left. Jungkook cupped Taehyung's cheek, thumb brushing a tear. As long as I'm alive, no one touches you, Taehyung sniffled. But you're hurt. Jungkook leaned his forehead against Taehyung's. I don't care. Keeping you safe is worth bleeding for. Taehyung's voice broke. Jungkook, don't leave me. Jungkook closed his eyes, finally admitting the feeling clawing into his chest. I'm never letting you go. Taehyung wiped another tear off Jungkook's cheek, fingers trembling. His breath came out in a tiny hiccup. Jungkook, you're safe now, right? Jungkook nodded, though the pain made his jaw tighten. As long as you're beside me. Taehyung leaned forward without thinking. A tiny, soft kiss landed on Jungkook's lips. Barely there, and barely a touch. Just a warm, innocent press of lips that lasted a heartbeat. Taehyung pulled back, blinking up at him with those wide, doe eyes. Was that okay? I wanted to make it stop hurting. Jungkook's control broke like glass. He inhaled sharply. A low, rough sound escaped him, half groan, half growl. Taehyung, his voice was deep, dark, shaky. You can't kiss me like that. Taehyung flinched. Did I do something wrong? Jungkook grabbed his waist, pulling him close until Taehyung was practically on his lap. You did everything wrong, and everything right. Taehyung blinked. I don't understand. That kiss, Jungkook whispered against his cheek, is going to drive me insane. Before Taehyung could respond, Jungkook lifted him, arms firm despite the blood dripping down his side. Taehyung gasped and wrapped his arms around Jungkook's neck, scared he'd fall. Jungkook, you're hurt, you shouldn't. I don't care. Jungkook carried him through the wrecked hallway, steps heavy, breath uneven, desire burning like wildfire under his skin. Boss, the guards cried, rushing toward him. Let us help, you need a doctor. Move. Jungkook snapped. They scrambled out of the way. Taehyung clung to him tighter. Please, don't push yourself. Your blood, it's still coming out. Jungkook only held him closer. Possessive, protective, fierce. Let it, he muttered, voice rough. I'm taking you home. But, no arguing. He lowered Taehyung into the backseat of the car, but instead of backing away, Jungkook slid in after him, pulling Taehyung into his lap again. His breath was hot against Taehyung's neck. His arms locked around him, like he feared letting go for even a second. Taehyung whispered, Jungkook, you're shaking. Jungkook pressed his forehead to Taehyung's collarbone, voice trembling. You kissed me, he said, almost accusing. And now I can't think of anything else. Taehyung's cheeks flushed pink. I just wanted you to feel better. Jungkook tightened his grip, heart pounding like a wild animal inside his chest. You did the opposite, sweetheart. His voice dropped, dangerously soft. You lit me on fire. Taehyung helped Jungkook out of the car, tiny hands fluttering helplessly at his shirt, trying to hold him steady, even though Jungkook was the one practically carrying him inside. As soon as the door closed behind them, Jungkook's restraint snapped. He pulled Taehyung into his chest, arms circling his waist, lips crashing against Taehyung's with a desperate hunger he'd never shown anyone. Taehyung gasped into the kiss soft, startled, innocent. His hands clutched Jungkook's coat as if he didn't know where else to hold. Jungkook, he whispered between breaths. Jungkook's voice was raw. I thought I'd lose you. Taehyung blinked up at him, eyes glassy. But you saved me. Jungkook kissed him again, slower this time, deeper, his fingers tracing the warm curve of Taehyung's back. Taehyung melted instantly, small body fitting against Jungkook like it belonged there. Don't ever scare me like that, Jungkook whispered against his lips. Taehyung flushed. I'll stay as long as you want me to. And I want you forever, Jungkook breathed, but forever cracked only a few hours later. Taehyung had gone to the hallway for water when he overheard two maids whispering. Did you hear? His parents were killed by the boss. Yes, that's why he's here. The debt wasn't enough, they got rid of the problem. The glass slipped from Taehyung's hand, crashing to the floor. His entire body froze. Jungkook killed his parents. His breath stuttered. His knees weakened. Tears gathered instantly, overflowing before he could even blink them back. Jungkook's voice echoed in his head. I'll protect you. I'll never let you go. Was it all fake? He ran, heart pounding, tears falling. Bare feet, stumbling across the cold floor as he headed toward the main door. I have to leave, he sobbed softly. He lied. He barely made it 3 steps out before a hand seized his wrist. Taehyung, Jungkook stood there, bleeding bandage visible under his shirt, breath uneven. Taehyung's voice broke. Let me go. Please. Jungkook's expression darkened with alarm. What happened? You, Taehyung hiccuped, shaking. You killed them. The accusation hit Jungkook like a bullet. He pulled Taehyung into his arms immediately, holding his trembling body still. Who told you that? Jungkook demanded, voice low. Taehyung cried harder. It's true, right? That's why I was sold, because of you. No, Jungkook cupped his cheeks. forcing Taehyung to look at him through watery eyes. I didn't kill them. Then why did they say? Your parents, Jungkook said quietly, sold you themselves. Taehyung froze. They brought you to me. They begged for money. Jungkook swallowed hard. I refused the first time. You were too young, too soft, too innocent. Taehyung shook violently. And no, they wouldn't. They did. Jungkook wiped every tear with his thumbs. But I never touched them. I never ordered anything. They left after selling you off. Alive. Taehyung's lips quivered. Then, I'm not here because you hurt them. You're here, Jungkook said softly. Because I couldn't let someone like you disappear into that world. Taehyung collapsed into his chest, crying with relief. Jungkook, I'm sorry. I thought. Jungkook held him tighter than ever, burying his face in Taehyung's hair. I know, come here. You don't run from me again, ever. Taehyung whispered between sniffles. I won't, I promise I won't. Jungkook lifted him gently, carrying him back inside. You're mine, he murmured into Taehyung's neck. And I'm yours. Taehyung's fingers curled around Jungkook's shirt. You're my safe place, he whispered innocently. And for the first time, Jungkook realized this tiny, fragile boy had become his light, his heart, his everything.